We just got to East Coast, USA. We have 7 days to find a place to live and set up our entire life here. And we start work in 3 days. So, why would we leave? Now, I'd be lying if I said it wasn't about earning USD, earning our dream jobs in New York City, and being closer to the rest of the world. But we want to explore the USA. We sold all of our belongings to move halfway across the world. We packed up our 3, now 5 suitcases, said goodbye to Coda for the next 6 weeks, and jetted off on our biggest adventure yet. Side note, don't play Mario Kart on the plane if your husband's a really sore loser. We arrived at New York super late, so we stayed the night in Queens, and then the next morning we went to pick up our hire car. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why are we getting a hire car if we're moving to New York City, the one place in the world where we really don't need a car? And it's simple. That's because we are not moving to New York City. In fact, we've been to the city a few times and it's really not our vibe. We prefer hiking, nature, and parks where Coda can run around and play, as well as a neighborhood that's a little more quiet. So instead, we're looking at surrounding suburbs to New York City that are no more than a 1.5-hour commute. We've also heard the metro is really safe and really fast. Our first stop is Stamford, Connecticut. We've booked a hotel here for the next 7 nights while we try and find a place to live. We checked into our hotel and we're excited to go and view our first apartment in Stamford. There's a few things we're looking for in an apartment: 2 bedrooms, nice view, lots of sunshine, modern inside, pool, gym, definitely not picky or anything. Unfortunately, this one didn't have any 2-bedders available in the building, but we viewed the 1 bedroom, which had plenty of space. It was very bright, really nice finishes, but still didn't have a pool and only 1 bedroom, so it's definitely on the maybe list. After that, we went to view another apartment in Stamford, which we didn't document. It wasn't really our vibe, so it's on the no list. But then we found a spectacular Irish pub where we settled in for a Guinness or 3 to celebrate a successful day 1. Today, we are off to Westchester County, New York. First stop on the list is Elmsford. It's about a 25-minute drive inland from Stamford, and honestly, I don't know that much about it. Also realizing that we chose to move to the East Coast in a really weird time where every single tree looks like it's out of a Tim Burton film, so definitely excited to see what happens in the springtime here. In Australia, we have bush that does not lose its leaves, so it's a huge difference for us. So far, we're in Elmsford and it's a bit of a issue. It is across the road from Burger King. I think that's a con.
Because we're going to order too much.
Yep. Also, Starbucks behind us.
Which is also that's a perk.
Also, someone does not know how to park, unfortunately. Nice.
Starbucks cup. Very nice. Cheers. To a new name.
Side note, Americans can't say Lara. This is the most inventive spelling yet.
Laura.
Kudos to Elmsford Starbucks. I couldn't film in the apartment, but it was very nice, ticked a lot of boxes, but it's still probably going to be a no. Other than the fact that it's across the road from Burger King, it is on a busy main road and is kind of in the middle of nowhere and not in a cute way. Next, we headed to the place I am most excited for, Sleepy Hollow. And yes, that is the Sleepy Hollow that the legend is based on. This place is a little over budget, even for the 1-bedder, but we went in super optimistic because I was very eager to be able to tell people back in Australia that I had moved to Sleepy Hollow. After walking in, the place was very bright, it was very new, but it was super hard to ignore the 2 negatives in the room. The first one being that it was on a train line, and the second one being that it was on a construction site. So instead of moving on like normal people would, we asked if we could see the way more expensive 2-bedder. The 2-bedder was huge. We got to view the staged one, which was an absolute dream. The bedrooms were amazing and the cupboard was massive. And all this got us thinking was, should we spend our entire paycheck on rent? And because decisions make us hungry, we went next door to check out the brand new grocery store that had opened the day before. Upon arrival, we were greeted by free hot dogs, which pretty much sold us on the idea of living there. After that, we went inside and tried every single sample we could find, because why not?
Good.
And then walked around imagining having this as our local grocery store. All right, just did Sleepy Hollow. Brand new building, dream place, nice finishes, 2-bed, loved it. Little pricey.
Yeah.
Like $1,000 a month more pricey. Have yet to find good coffee. Supermarket was amazing.
Yeah, free hot dogs.
We then explored the more scenic side of the village, if that's what you want to call it, and went to the Sleepy Hollow graveyard. It was definitely eerie, but highly recommend if you're driving through Sleepy Hollow. The next day we went back to Westchester County to visit a place called Yonkers, which, to be truthfully honest with you, other than being on the Hudson River, wasn't really our vibe, so we decided not to document this and spend our time back in Sleepy Hollow, where we spent way too much time the day before eating food instead of actually looking at the town. We found a really cute pub that was in walking distance from the apartment block and ordered some really nice chili and nachos. Whilst consuming 5 kilos of cheese, we wondered to ourselves, what is over the Hudson River? And sure enough, we were off to Nyack. Nyack is a small town on the other side of the Hudson River. It was very cute. We did a nice little drive through and finally decided that the commute was a little bit ridiculous. So ended up going back to Stamford, having a nice coffee that had my correct name on it, and ending another successful day with a Guinness or 5. Good morning, Stamford. Another beautiful day. Anyway, the fog cleared and it was time to view our final 2 apartments before we started work tomorrow. For anyone that doesn't know the importance of which way your apartment is facing in reference to the sun, north-facing apartments get the morning sun and south-facing apartments get the afternoon sun, and anything in between gets the sideways sun. Now, we had been waiting ages to view this apartment because on paper it ticks every single box. It even had a few extras like a balcony and a fireplace, which I was very excited about. After viewing the apartment, it had everything we want, it just felt a little dark and a little outdated, so we put it back on the maybe list. We then went back to view another 1-bedroom apartment that was in the original 1-bedroom block we looked at in Stamford. This time it was south-facing and had a spectacular view of trees and the park. Unfortunately, it did still only have the 1 bedroom and no pool, so again, also on our maybe list. Today is our first day at work and our first time trying the commute from Stamford to Wall Street. Our hotel is in walking distance, so we headed off to the station and waited. It was extremely packed, but we definitely got a seat and it was very quiet, very quick and very smooth. Until we got to the subway, which was the complete opposite. But all in all, a very smooth commute and really can't complain. Our office view was spectacular, unlike the 2 bagels that we got for lunch, which charged $66 AUD, and we now don't have enough money to rent the Sleepy Hollow place.
We
The commute home was just as smooth, and because we're creatures of habit, we went back to the ramen place, which can confirm was probably a 10 out of 10. The next day we worked from home and had a lot to think about. We only had 3 days left at our hotel and urgently needed to make a decision about where to live. So far we've looked at 7 apartments across Stamford and Westchester County, and we've shortlisted 3. The first apartment is the one bedder in Stamford. We chose the south facing because it has the beautiful view of the trees. The second apartment was the 2 bedder in Stamford that ticks all of the boxes for us, but was a little dark inside. And the third one was the Sleepy Hollow one because I couldn't let go of having Sleepy Hollow as my address. So, which one did we choose? We chose the one bedder in Stamford that has the beautiful view of the park. It does only have 1 bedroom, but the lounge room is definitely big enough for family and friends to come and stay, and it's very modern inside. I feel like we won't use a pool that much anyway, and we're super excited. We have finally moved into our apartment, and we are very excited to deck this place out, start our lives here in Stamford, and for Coda to arrive in a couple of weeks. And then we can finally get exploring. So stay tuned for next time.